Good afternoon. My name is Joseph, and this presentation walks through the high-stakes project team scenario for Southwest Manufacturing. We've been tasked with putting together a six-person team to design, develop, and launch a reusable smart bottle that tracks hydration. Over the next 10 minutes or so, I'll walk you through the team I selected, why I chose each member, the differences that will shape how we work, the values that will guide us, and the strategies I'll use to lead it all under pressure. Let me explain what's at stake first. 4 weeks, 6 people, one big stage. The mandate is to design and launch a reusable smart water bottle that tracks hydration that will be unveiled at an international sustainability conference under live global media coverage. If this goes well, we attract investors and strengthen the brand. If it goes poorly, we take a public hit on a very big stage. 3 constraints shape everything we do. 4 weeks, which is 3 times faster than a normal product cycle. A tight budget with overlapping roles, and global visibility, meaning every slip gets noticed. Bauer and Ergodin 26 are clear that teams under tight deadlines and high stakes need deliberate composition and strong structure to succeed. That's the job ahead of us. Here's the team I picked. 6 specialists, 1 outcome. Jordan, the strategist, 12 years in consulting. His project management backbone brings structure under pressure. Skylar, the visionary, 9 years in branding. She will be our marketing lead who owns the stage at the unveil. Emerson, the problem solver, 14 years in crisis management. He will keep the wheels turning when the road is bumpy. Riley, the innovator, 6 years in product design. She will lead the core product and user experience. Jamie, the technician, 6 years in facilitation. She is the process glue that makes sure every voice gets heard. And Drew, the analyzer, 15 years in finance. He owns budget and risk and catches what the rest of us might miss. Why these 6? Here's the logic behind the selections. Cohesion doesn't come from stacking the most impressive resumes. It comes from matching people to the roles and to each other. That was my filter. Jordan and Emerson both integrate in conflict, meaning they push for win-win outcomes. That gives the team a stable spine. Skylar and Riley share creative energy without stepping on each other. Jamie is the glue that keeps stronger personalities from drowning out the quieter ones. Drew provides financial discipline that balances Skylar's creative flair. Wang and Duan 25 found that diverse teams outperform homogeneous ones, but only when leadership creates the conditions for productive disagreement. That's the bar I'm holding us to. On the right, you can see who I left off. I avoided 2 dominators, too many harmonizers, someone who struggles under visibility, and someone who overlapped too much with Skylar. Let me walk through why I chose each of these 6 specifically, starting with the spine of the team. Jordan is the strategist. With only 4 weeks on the clock, I need someone who can hold the timeline together without me micromanaging. Their structured style anchors the team with creatives like Skylar and Riley, pull in big picture directions. Skylar is the visionary. A global media unveil lives or dies on how the product gets presented. Their branding instincts attract investors' attention, and their energy pulls the team up during rough patches. Emerson is the problem solver. A 4-week launch will surely bring issues. Emerson thrives in that kind of environment. Their integrated conflict style pairs well with Jordan to keep the core of the team stable. The other 3 members balance the team out. Riley, the innovator. The whole project comes down to building a smart water bottle that actually works. So I need someone who lives in product design. Their startup background fits a tight budget and a short timeline. Jamie is the technician. With strong personalities like Skylar in the room, Jamie keeps quieter members like Drew from getting steamrolled. Their facilitation skills means meetings actually produce decisions instead of running long. Drew is the analyzer. Limited budget means someone has to watch every dollar, and nobody's sharper than Drew. Their attention to detail catches the small stuff that blows up big launches. They're the counterweight to Skylar's flair, which is exactly the friction the team needs. The team will operate with three hidden strengths that, while risky, can be mobilized as needed. The first is personality. Skylar and Jordan are extroverts who drive visible action. Drew and Jamie are introverts who bring deep focus and steady analysis. The second is communication. Skylar and Riley are big picture presenters. Jordan and Drew prefer detailed written reports. Jamie bridges both styles through facilitation. And third is motivation. Jordan, Emerson, and Drew are achievement driven. Skylar leans towards power and influence, and Jamie is motivated by affiliation and inclusion. Bauer and Ergodin 2026 point out that diverse motivational profiles can either fragment a team or strengthen it, depending on how it's led. Every situation has two contrasting sides. On the friction side, there's a real risk. Paced conflict between fast movers and careful analyzers. Voice and balance where extroverts dominate. And effective conflict. Wang and Duan 2025 warn that when task conflict turns into personal tension, innovation suffers. Flip the same differences around and you get opportunity. Cognitive conflict forces better questions and stronger decisions. Complementary checks mean Drew catches Skylar's blind spots. And inclusive output means diverse voices produce a product that reaches a wider audience. My job as leader is keeping us on the right side of that line. 4 moves, that's how I turn differences into output. First, a communication rhythm that honors both modes. Daily 15-minute stand-ups for those who are verbal and a written brief by the end of the day for everyone. Yamez 2024 argues inclusive communication needs both channels. Second, motivation by driver. I match the work to what each person is wired for. Achievement types get ownership. Skylar runs the visible work and Jamie runs team culture. Third, disagree and commit. Bauer and Ergodin 2026 describe this approach. Debate fully, but once the call is made, everyone moves as one. Fourth, psychological safety by design. Taking turns in meetings. Written follow-up so introverts can weigh in, and public credit shared across all voices. 2 anchors hold this team together. The first is integrity. Honest work, honest data, honest words. Under a 4-week clock and live media coverage, softening hard truths is the fastest way to fail publicly. Integrity here means accurate metrics, realistic timelines, and direct feedback, even when it stings. The second is collaboration. One body, many parts. That phrase comes from 1 Corinthians 12:12, which reminds us that a team only works when distinct parts move as one. These 2 values reinforce each other. Integrity without collaboration becomes rigid. Collaboration without integrity becomes empty agreement. We need both. Values only count if they show up daily. Here's how I make sure they do. First, I name them out loud on day 1. From the start, I state integrity and collaboration as non-negotiables. Second, I build them into rituals. Stand-ups end with an honest blocker call. Retrospectives credit team wins, not individual wins. Third, I reward honesty publicly. When someone flags an early risk, I thank them in front of the group, especially when the news is rough. 4, I call out drift quickly and privately. And 5th, I own my own mistakes first. Bauer and Ergodin 2026 are clear that modeling is one of the strongest predictors of whether team values actually take hold. Now, for the three strategies, here's the first. Shared leadership, not stacked hierarchy. Instead of making every decision from the top, I distribute decisions right across all 6 roles. Jordan owns timeline, Drew owns budget, Skylar owns launch, Riley owns design, Emerson owns logistics, and Jamie owns culture. Wang and Duan 2025 found that shared leadership amplifies the upside of cognitive conflict, especially in diverse teams under pressure. That's exactly what we are. This structure also creates accountability at every level and prevents decision bottlenecks when I'm not in the room. The second strategy is weekly after action reviews. Every Friday, 30 minutes, 3 questions. What went well? What didn't? What changes next week? It's deliberately simple because simple works under pressure. Bauer and Ergeden 2026 cite research showing teams using after-action reviews see a 25% performance gain. Under a 4-week clock, that learning loop happens fast. It also reinforces psychological safety. Naming what didn't work becomes a team ritual, not a blame event. Strategy 3. The third strategy is inclusive meeting design. Structure replaces chaos. Every meeting follows the same rules. Agenda and written is sent before the meeting. Turn taking for input so no one dominates. Action items assigned by name with clear deadlines. And written follow-ups so introverts like Drew and Jamie can contribute after the discussion. Yamez 2024 argues that inclusive communication prevents the kind of miscommunication that quietly kills projects under pressure. In a 4-week sprint, even small miscommunications can cost us days. Structure is cheap insurance against that. Risks I'm watching for. Every strength on this team has a shadow side. Burnout is real, especially with Emerson. They tend to carry too much, so I'll delegate actively. Scope creep is another risk. Skylar and Riley together expand the vision past what 4 weeks can handle. Drew may hit analysis paralysis under a compressed timeline, so I'll set decision size thresholds to keep things moving. And media pressure amplifies every misstep. Integrity and collaboration aren't just values here, they're operational requirements when the whole world is watching. To close, the right team, the right values, the right leadership. 6 specialists picked for complementary skills and conflict styles that integrate under pressure. 2 values, integrity and collaboration, anchored in 1 Corinthians 12:12. 3 strategies grounded in evidence, shared leadership from Wang and Duran 2025, after action reviews from Bauer and Ergeden 2026, and inclusive communication from Yamez 2024. 4 weeks is tight, but with the right people, the right values, and the right leadership, this team can deliver a product worthy of the stage it's launching on. Thank you.